Hello everyone, welcome to the day 4 of Numpy for Beginners course. So today we discuss about some of the most important properties which are used in Numpy. First of all, there are innumerable properties or functions which can be used in Numpy. But we need not to remember or we need not to memorize all these properties, all these functions. We need to know about only those functions which are mostly important. But apart from this, you can obviously refer to the Indian reference or you can simply search it to the Google. So our first property is shape. First of all, we'll create an array. Suppose it's a 1D array and np dot array function. We simply pass the list 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is a 1D array. And if we want to print the array1 dot shape, so it's 4 because in the case of 1D array, the shape prints the number of elements with a comma. So here for there are number of elements is 4, so the output is 4. And if we increase this like this, the output is changed. But this is only for the 1D array. But for 2D array, it's quite different. Like add 2 is np dot array, and for 2D array creation, we know that we need to pass a list of lists. So 1, 2, 3, comma 4, 5, 6. And if we print at 2 dot shape, now the output is 2, comma 3. Because for 2D array, shape prints the number of rows, comma number of columns. And you can verify from the example because there are only 2 rows and 3 columns. So our next property is size. Okay, at first we'll see an example, then we'll discuss about the property. So for array1, this is shape size. For array1, if we use size, the output is 8. Because size basically prints the number of total elements in that array. And in array1, there are 8 elements, so 8 is printed. And you can notice the output is same. Yes, the representation is different, but the value is same. But it's only for the array, 1D array. But 2D array, the output will be changed. At 2 dot size, and you can see which is 6 because the number of elements is the number of rows multiplied by the number of columns. You can verify it because 2 rows and 3 columns and 2 into 3 which is 6, and also you can see it from the example because there are 6 elements in the array 2. Our next property is dtype. So print array1 dot dtype, which is M64, because dtype gives the data type of the elements in an array, and we know that in array the data types of all the elements must be same. Even if we change data type of an element, it will not give an error, but it will change the whole array to a float array. And you can verify using print and 2 dot dtype, which is floats. Sorry. Okay, so I have not executed this shell, so it assumes that it has the previous array. But first of all, we have to execute and also execute this, also execute this. Now we can see that float 64. So this is a very common mistake we all face, because if we change the previous value of our shell, if we don't execute again, then we'll get wrong output. Okay. So our next property is in DIN or in dimension. So print array1 dot ndim and print array2 dot ndim. So you can see 1 and 2 because in dimension ndim simply returns as the dimension of the array, and array1 is the one dimensional array, so output is 1. Similarly for array2, which is a 2D array, so output is 2. Okay, so these are the very common properties which we use in Numpy. That's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned.